Good afternoon. Welcome to Z School from 12.3 LLC. We've been building a Zoho One system, starting with Zoho One, setting that up, customizing CRM. Today, we're going to do a little bit of a change. Zoho recently changed the way attached files are stored in CRM. So we wanted to talk about that because you might be asked to migrate to a new system. We want to explain what that is and teach you some of the finer points of it. So we call this file storage in CRM. If you're in any record, lead, deal, contact, custom module, it can have something called attachments. There's an attachments related list. In the attachments, you can upload a file from your computer. You could attach a file from Zoho WorkDrive. We'll explain that. You could point to a file that's on a different cloud drive like Dropbox, Google Drive, OneDrive, or you could just put a document in here that is a link to a file somewhere else. The idea is that you can put pictures, contracts, quotes, drawings, photos, whatever you wanted to put in here related to the record. So how is that stored? What does it mean? This is a demo system. And if I go to the gear here, I go to data administration, you'll see an area called storage. There are three kinds of storage. The first is data storage. This is the data itself. So a contact record takes, a little bit of space. You get quite a bit of storage. This is a 2-user system. The amount of storage space you get depends on the number of users you have. We have 10.1 gigs here and almost all of it's available. We have 10 contacts in the system. This is just sample data taking up 20K. So it looks like one contact takes up 2K. You get 10 gigabytes of data. You can hold a lot of data in here. If you need to buy more, you can add storage. I don't think I've ever seen anybody exceed their data storage limits. Now, the more users you have, the more you get. But those attached files go into something called file storage. And Zoho's made a change in how the files are stored. I'm going to show you an older system here. This is old production system, and you'll see that it's a 5-user system. We have 6 gigabytes of storage, and they tell you who's using up all the space. We've actually started with something called migration. They're moving this to a new system, and I wanted to show you this because you can't move to the new system until you read this guide, check off some boxes. But I want to explain what the new system is. So the old system gave you between, say, 6 and 20 gigabytes. Again, it depends how many licenses you subscribe to. Some companies, they put a lot of pictures up there, or they put videos in the contact records or lead records, and they can eat up quite a bit of space, so they would buy additional space. If you have Zoho One, you actually have another app in Zoho called Zoho WorkDrive. This is workdrive.zoho.com for our sample system. And just going to go to the admin console here. WorkDrive starts out as a 5 terabyte system, actually about 5.2, 5,200 gigabytes. So a lot more than 6 gigabytes. You get almost 1,000 times more. And this is just cloud storage you get. It's part of Zoho One. The app is called WorkDrive. And so Zoho CRM can store files in WorkDrive, and you'll probably never, ever run out of space. So if you go to file storage, they'll ask you, do you want to migrate to the new system? If you sign up for a new Zoho system, we're recording this in March of 2026. Systems new from now will have a WorkDrive connected automatically. But if you have a historic system, legacy system, you're going to have to migrate to the new system. I've already done it here, but I'll just show you the steps. You go to the setup gear, you go down to storage, file storage. They might ask you to migrate. You have to click on that document and read the document. They explain what's going to happen. You then schedule a time for the transfer to take place, and then they will move all the files over to WorkDrive for you. You usually want to do that off hours. It all depends on how much you have, how much you got to move. So I want to talk about some weird things that happen. We're going to go back to WorkDrive. There's an area called My Folders. Those are private to you. Not even the Zoho admin can see what's in there. You could keep your own personal stuff in there. Then there's team folders. These are like network drive folders. You can set up who has access to them. You can have as many team folders as you want, and that's for shared data. What Zoho does when you migrate this integration is it's going to put the records in My Folders, which is private to you. It's actually going to create an apps folder in My Folders. And in the apps folder, there will be a Zoho CRM folder. And then you'll have accounts, leads, and contacts. You'll see in accounts, I've got two companies here already. I've done some attached files. We're going to do another one. So we're going to go to CRM. I'm going to go to an account. I'll pick a commercial press. Again, this is sample data. I want you to note that the owner of this record is me. I'm logged in as a fictional user named Jim Smith. There are no attached documents or files in the commercial press account, but I'm going to upload something random off my computer. We'll go to pictures and I will just take this picture. It's 6.7 megabyte picture, so you can see some files really eat up the space. And here's that picture. Now, any user in CRM can click on it. Any user that has access to this record can click on it, and there's a snowy scene. You'll see here in WorkDrive, it's already created a folder called Commercial Press. That folder did not exist. It was created 1 second ago by Jim Smith. And if I click on it under attachments, there's that picture. You know what? So we'll just, for laughs, we'll attach a second file. Take this picture, 22K, nice and small. Now I have a Zoho picture. And if I go back to WorkDrive, I've got the Zoho picture. So it's pretty immediate. The files are being kept in WorkDrive and they're being pointed by CRM. Let me show you a couple of odd things that happen. I'm going to go to another account and I'll go to Morlong Associates. There are no attachments. I'm going to change the account owner to my other user, Alfred Smith. That's not me. That's Alfred's a different user. He's the record owner of this account. I will attach a document, upload the file. We'll use the same picture here, the 6 megabyte one. This is under the company called Morlong Associates. I come over here, I go back to accounts. I don't see Morlong. And the reason is that document went to Alfred Smith's My Folders. I'm not the record owner of this record. I might have been the person who uploaded the file, but that file is in Alfred Smith's My Folders folder, and I can't get to it. An interesting thing that happens, we did this through some experimentation, is if I go back to this Morlong Associates and I change the record owner back to me, Jim Smith, then the file is moved and now appears in my folders. So it's a little odd. I would like it so that all of the CRM attachments are kind of in one folder. I think for e-discovery purposes, that could be important. Even your system admin can't really get at them. What you would want to do is if someone, say Alfred left the company, I'd want to change all the contact owners over to someone else just to get those documents into a folder of someone who's active and with the company. Anyway, this is how the new integration works. You get a lot more space. You won't have to buy add-on space. The documents will show up in My Folders. You won't see all the documents in the system. You'll just see the documents or attachments that are to the records you own. So they're kind of scattered in each user's My Folders. And that's the new system. So If you get asked to migrate, if you need help, you can give us a call. We'll help walk you through it, explain it to you. Hopefully this video went a long way towards that. Thank you very much. This has been Z School. I'm Jeff, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you. Bye.